Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Massachusetts. So, hopefully you guys are ready. We are going to have a lot of fun and we just happen to be on two brothers, which means we are going up the middle. Why? Because we spawned here and it's fun. And you gotta have some fun once in a while. Now yesterday, you guys remember, we had Lucky A on the channel, aka the Alabama. Today we got Big Mammy over here in the Massachusetts. So we're just gonna be showing all the Sodaks out there. If you don't know what the Sodaks are, it's just an abbreviation for the South Dakotas. But we are going to get out here and we're gonna have some fun. Now, when I start a match, I tend to look and see what I'm up against. You never know. It allows you to plan for things that may become an eventuality, right? This one is no different. One of the first things that I noticed was the fact there is an Odin on the enemy team. Right here, see? Look what I'm doing. I'm looking. I'm like, this should be a pretty easy match. There's a couple of destroyers that could pose a problem, potentially. But with Big Mammy here, I'm not worried about it. Generally, my secondaries will melt destroyers, so I'm not too worried there. It's the Odin. Why is the Odin so dangerous, guys? It's not the 305mm guns that I'm worried about. It's those torpedoes. And the fact that the torpedoes are at the back of the ship, which means they tend to survive while they're rushing towards you. Meaning, they usually get those torpedoes away, which is unfortunate. But we're gonna try to do our best. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is the mid push isn't necessarily the best push, right? Like we all know this. Like the mid push is meh. It works, it doesn't work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on what your team does. But what the mid push is supposed to do, okay? This is the whole purpose of the mid push. Mid push is not to go straight across the map, get into their base and get shot at from both sides of the map. It's to get into the center of the map in a defensible position, get the enemy's attention, take advantage of crossfires if you're unspotted going in. Like, take advantage of the crossfires because you can absolutely, especially when you come up to this this middle from this side, you can look over your left side and usually slap the out of somebody. Like, somebody is going to be sitting there broadside to you when you get to the end of this without coming out the other side, and you can lob the island and tear them a new one. But the main goal is to get their attention and then get them falling back to defend the base or come after you. You do this, that takes firepower away from the flanks, and that allows your teammates to push those flanks and usually win pretty quickly, right? That's the goal. So, let's try to put this into practice, shall we? Oh, hello, Odin. This Odin, of course. The one guy that I'm worried about ends up spawning right here, completely oblivious. We slap him for 11,000 damage, but look at this Iowa. Remember what we said a minute ago? Look at the minimap. Completely broadside to us right now, right? This is why the mid-push works, especially from the other side, from the side that I spawned on. But this is why it works, because you get shots like this. If you're coming from their spawn, it's a little harder to do the mid-push, but look at this beautiful look. I mean, this guy, he realizes a little too late, but look at the accuracy. Remember, we're a secondary build, and we just triple Citadel the Iowa, left him with nothing. And, wait for it, any moment, come on, I believe in you, and he's gone. Missouri finishes him off. That is the power of the mid-push, but now Odin is like, I'm coming in. Now, remember, most of the time as we pick up our third fire with our secondaries already, most of the time Germans are running a Henry Hyde build, meaning they have a lot of heals, alright? This is not ideal for me. I also have a lot of heals, that's not the problem. The problem is that it's very difficult to get rid of these German battleships in this sort of scenario if they stay bow in with just fires alone, because every time you start to get them low, they end up healing quite a bit back, because you can heal all of the damage you take from fires, right? So here you can see I am starting to reverse, because I'm expecting this Odin to YOLO rush me, right? Like, that would be the obvious choice here. He's got torpedoes, I don't. He's pretty survivable as long as he's not an idiot. And so, at worst, he's going to take one big hit before he torps me, right? But he actually plays it a little bit passively, and I was unaware as to why he was playing so passively. One, you would think, okay, well, he's lost a lot of health. Maybe try to be a little bit more aggressive here. But the fact that there's another battleship coming over here to help him is the reason he's being so passive. He's waiting for his teammate. All right? Like, yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but it's what is happening. He is actually just biding his time, waiting for his teammate. You can see there's a second set of planes going up here, and there it is. It's a King George, and that is like worst case scenario for me because that's British high explosive from a battleship, not to mention the fact that you've got an Odin slinging HE at us and the King George. So we're in trouble. All right, this is one of those times where we got to recognize, hey, we are outgunned here in terms of firepower, just due to HE alone. These two battleships shooting HE is very bad for my health. Now we got heals. That's not the problem. It's the damage that we're going to take from two separate battleships shooting HE. So we have to reverse around the corner, limit who can attack us, right? If we can limit just the King George here, then we're going to be in a much better position. Now here, I thought he was going to make a stupid turn. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I thought this guy was going full dum-dum mode, so I was willing to let it happen. But he gets a second fire on us. We slap him. Obviously, we overmatch. Aiming high on the King George is always a good idea here when you overmatch, because you're just going to pin everything. Everything. So, again, we're reversing around the corner here to limit who can shoot us. We've got our secondaries going, hoping to get something on the King George. But the downside is, because we're having to respect the King George here, the Odin gets to do what Odins do best, which is close the distance and prepare to torp, right? And shocker! Odin comes around the corner, and of course, he's got HE loaded as well, and he manages to hit us for a double fire, or a second fire, since we were already on fire by the King George. Now we're low health, we've taken a beating up to this point. We are getting a little bit of support from the back, but you can see King George still shooting HE, shooting my bow, getting all the penetrations. We know the torpedoes are coming, that's not a surprise. We're in reverse, we're able to turn out and dodge the first set of torpedoes, but we're double fired. We got 18 seconds left before we get another heal. Before we can damage calm, we got 15 seconds before we get a heal. We aim high into the superstructure, we slap him, but unfortunately leave him with just enough to get away. But we've done everything we can in this. Our team has managed to get the Bravo cap pretty easy, or whatever that is. The Delta cap? I think it's Delta cap. They've gotten the Delta cap pretty easy. They've moved into the Alpha cap. There's only one cruiser on, and the destroyer kind of floating around the base. So our team should have no trouble here. And remember, our radar is going off from our Missouri right now, so they should have every idea to shoot that destroyer right now. But Odin goes down to torpedoes from the Hipper. I'll be real honest, if I'm the Hipper in this situation, if you guys look, see what I'm going to talk about here. This Hipper's full health, right? It's a King George against you. This Hipper, no question about it, should just YOLO rush out of this King George and just torp him into oblivion. This is like dream scenario for a Hipper. Like, you're not going to die before you torp rush and kill the battleship. Fortunately, it doesn't really need to come to that, because the King George is reversing. He's going to hit the island. He's over-angled as crap, and there's Missouri with a full broadside of 9 16-inch super heavy armor-piercing rounds coming down range, and ouch. And then, on top of that, you also have the torpedoes heading in there. But, yeah, those are secondary, let's be honest. Is the Missouri... Nope, Missouri's already turning his attention towards the other side. He's going to go ahead and worry about the... he knows that the guy's dead. Asashio torpedoes find their home. You see the torps coming off the left side. Z-23 just hanging around. We have the cap. And this game is all but over. We ended up with 144,000. Of course, Cruiser comes back shooting at the Missouri. And I'll be real honest. The RNG that this Missouri is about to get versus this Algerie is hilarious. I'm not going to lie. So, Leon just slapped this Algerie for all of his health. Of course, leaving him with just enough to get away. I'm not the only one that does it. You thought I was the only one? You're wrong. Everybody does it. It's just a freaking cold, hard reality of World of Warships in general. protecting players that shouldn't be protected. But here you can see we shoot and we miss. Like, then we fire the guns and the Leon manages to get him. Like, it's just unfortunate, right? But we've got all 4 caps. The destroyer is nowhere to be found. He's completely out of the fight. But that is how the mid-push can work. When you pull those people back, when you get that crossfire early on that Iowa and get rid of that Iowa, that frees up that whole flank. Like, all that was left over there was a single cruiser, and it was GG's, right? Like, that's what we're talking about. Actually, there was a destroyer over there, but they easily got rid of him. But that's what I'm talking about. Those little things like that, you can completely dismantle the enemy's position. Otherwise, Two Brothers tends to be more of a stalemate sort of scenario. Neither side really willing to push into the other. But if you get one player that can go through the middle, pull them back, make a weak side for your team to push up on, it can be absolutely glorious. 144,000, second on the leaderboard. Leon did a very good job as well, top of the leaderboard. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like the mid-rush? Do you not like the mid-rush? Do you think people that do the mid-rush are crazy and stupid? Let me know. If you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.